Hello, let's talk about budgets, but let's talk about fun budgets. Let's talk about a wedding budget. I'm going to be breaking down 3 things for you today. How we're tracking what our venues are going to cost us. What's going on down there? How we're making our decision on venues, and I'm going over the estimates that I've received from the locations we've toured. It's kind of wild that you have to jump through a lot of hoops to be able to get a price from a venue, and even then there's a lot of hidden fees, what I'm finding out at the end. So I am sharing all of the knowledge I can with you so that you don't have to go through the pain and hassle of dealing with this by yourself. Let's break down the tabs in the spreadsheet. If you've used spreadsheets before and you know how to lay them out, this is the perfect time to use those if and or rules so that you can put an X in the ones that you do need, things like catering or flowers or a photographer or a DJ. And for the other ones, you don't have to assume that cost. So you can put in one vendor cost that you've found an estimate for and then use that throughout the whole spreadsheet. Don't worry, I'm going to break down everything line by line. First and foremost, you're going to want to put the venue name. For us, this is how the spreadsheet is laid out. First tab, venue. Second tab, venue cost. This is what is in the estimate. Next tab, food cost. This is where you can either include it in the estimate that you're getting from the venue itself, or if you have to bring in your own outside vendors. This is very important when we're looking at total cost at the end. Then we have bartenders and alcohol, if alcohol is not included in your bartender cost. Then you're going to have DJ or band, whatever their cost is, your photographer, whatever that cost is, photo booth, that cost. If you're having any shuttles or a valet service, you're getting the hint here. It's going to be the actual title or vendor name of what you're using and then their estimate that you got. Now this is a big one. We're realizing that a lot of venues have things like tables and linens and chairs. There's some things that aren't included in a lot of vendors though, and especially the venues that we're looking at. We're looking to rent a bigger house versus a traditional wedding venue because we want to stay there for a while and not just go for the day of. So some of them have giant round tables that you can use. Some of them don't, and you have to bring them in and rent them. One of the ones we're looking at actually doesn't have linens, but they have the tables and chairs. They don't have the plates, so we'd have to rent the plates, but they have the glassware. Very confusing. Florals, and then centerpieces I would make separate because there's a lot of little things that you're gonna put in there. If you're gonna do a cake, put that in there. Any gifts or party favors that you're going to be handing out, then think about the signage that you want there. If you want an arch, if you want any special decor, if you have a specific table, this can all kind of be an assumed cost right now, but you're going to want to estimate higher than what you actually want to pay. We're personally including our clothing as well. So I'm putting the dress cost, the tux rental cost, invitations, postage, that's a big one. And we're also putting in rehearsal dinner cost. Since we're going to be staying at the venue, we're probably going to cater in dinner the night before. And then a general recommendation is set aside 10% of what you think your total cost out of everything is going to be and save that as a reserve. You're also going to want to include tips for each of your vendors. So we finally get to the end of our column and we total everything up from the entire row. And you're going to go and do that for every single venue. I know it seems like a lot of work, but you will thank yourself later as you're trying to figure out what venue did what they said yes to, what you liked about it. It gets confusing. Having something to break it down will definitely be helpful. Now, I will share with you the venues that we did tour, that we loved, and some that we didn't love, but I will not share the one that we went with yet because I don't really want my information about my wedding date being out there on the internet for people. I don't want any wedding crashers. So we'll save that for the very end. So sorry, but just know it's amazing. The first one we looked at and one I honestly fell in love with was called Victoria Ranch House. This is a house that they converted into a wedding venue that belonged to the current owner's friend's grandmother. So the history in the house is there, which I absolutely loved. It is decorated with a bunch of eclectic vintage vibes. It's so cute and quaint. The venue itself is beautiful. The thing we did not like about it was we would have to rent a dance floor because it's like a dirt dance floor. And honestly, with the price, it was just a little bit out of our budget for what we wanted to do and couldn't house as many people as we would like. We also had to go with the catering service of the venue owner because that was her establishment. She was a caterer, which was more expensive and out of our budget for the person that we had already got. So I did love that place, but we decided not to go with it. We were quoted $8,000 to rent the house for 3 days. It housed 17 people, and then then the quote for the catering on top of that was $9,900 for 75 people. The bartender cost was $1,800, and then bring your own alcohol. Breaking down the second place that we viewed, Prado in Balboa Park. And if you know me, I love Balboa Park. I used to live in Bankers Hill and Little Italy and would go there all the time. I've spent my summers growing up going to Balboa Park for wheelchair rugby games. That's where our team practiced on Thursday nights, and we hosted a tournament there every single year. It is someplace that is just quintessential San Diego, and Grant and I both love it. For the Prado restaurant, they quoted us $2,200 to rent out the event space. Then the catering would be $11,700. Then it was going to be an additional $3,600 for an open bar for 3 hours, and then a cash bar after 8:30. The reason we didn't go with that venue is because it closes at, I think, 11, either 10 or 11, and it was $300 per hour after that to extend. We could go as long as we wanted, but it was a lot to keep it going. Personally, if I was going to spend that much money, I want to get my value's worth and stay someplace and have a extended vacation. As a background, I've been talking about going to Ireland for the last, I don't know, ever since Grant and I have been dating to get married. So you can kind of see the bar of what I want to do. And after we got back from the wedding in Italy, the event was so much more monumentous. That's not the right word. You know what I'm saying. It just had such a greater impact that we could all hang out for longer than just one day. We got to know people on both sides that we hadn't connected with before and made the entire event so much more special. So that's what we want to recreate, but do it here. The next house we looked at was in Fallbrook, and let me tell you, this place was gorgeous. The only reason we didn't pick it is because it couldn't house as many people as we needed. This one is called Dragon Point Villa, and it is on the tip top of a mountainside and has a beautiful overlook over the city and the freeway, but it's fine. You can't hear anything when you're up there. They quoted us $9,500 to stay there for 3 nights and host the event. That was bringing in our own caterer and our own bartender, and we're still doing the BYOB. Costco! Again, we're trying to save as much money as possible with this because we're saving up for a new car, a new house, having a baby, a lot of things. And living in San Diego, it's really tough. I'm still going to be thrifting for a bunch of the decor for this wedding throughout the year. As you can see behind me, I've already started. If you have any questions on wedding planning or have any more suggestions, leave them down in the comments. Let's help other brides out that are trying to navigate this crazy market in 2024. If you need a good photographer, I have an amazing one. If you need an event planner, she is available. I can leave all of the details for both of those people in my description. They are my friends and also helping me with this event. And honestly, she is the one that has put in all of the work to put the details and the questions we've been asking and just knows everything, which is absolutely incredible. I just have to show up to a venue and she's got everything in lockdown. She knows all of the vendors already. She has been absolutely incredible. She's also been going thrifting with me and has some really cool locations she knows around San Diego. So if you're looking to get married in San Diego, check her out. Her expertise is elopements that are a little bit more than the regular just go to the courthouse, but way less than an actual wedding. And so our wedding is like a little bit upscale from that, but she does it all. When it comes to wedding dresses, I'm going to be doing a full wedding dress video because I think I thrifted my wedding dress. Stick around to find out. I'm a little nervous to open this box, so we're going to do it together. I will also do a full haul of everything that I have already found thrifted for my wedding decor with a full mood board of what we're trying to create and what else we're going to try and thrift. This has been such a fun experience already, and I'm so excited to bring you along on the journey. Thank you for all of your love and support throughout, and Grant also appreciates it, even though he's not in most of my videos. You will be seeing a lot more of him because I'm dragging him to all the venues and the thrift stores as well. My mom was going to come out in February to go dress shopping, but now it might just be a thrifting haul and figuring out which wedding dress we want to pick because I bought 3 online. I'm hoping that one of them works out, and if they don't, then that's a whole nother problem, but we'll figure it out another day. As always, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. I will see you next time. Where's my mouse? Come here.